Hello, Johns Hopkins Blue Jay fans. Lauren Delapoli here with our Johns Hopkins baseball captains, senior pitcher Jack Bunting, junior shortstop Mike Eberle. So guys, Centennial Conference playoffs start tomorrow. Opening round, top seed here at Bat Field. Mike, last year we weren't able to host it here. We're able to host it here this year. What's the difference between having the mentality last year having to go to SWAT and now knowing that you get the first round game here and then the rest of the games?
I think the home field mentality means everything to us. I think there's some crazy stats of our runs scored versus runs allowed playing here at Bat Field. Some of it is a smaller park, and we like to hit a lot of home runs, but just the confidence of being on our own field, our turf field, we know we can play clean, allows us to play our best game. So I think that's just a world of difference for us going into the playoffs.
And Jack, for you, can you just talk about the team now as a captain and what's different from last year's team with you now as a captain?
Well, I think this year we've had a lot more confidence playing, and I think this is Eberle has definitely made this one point of the season be even keeled no matter what. Whether we win or we lose, I think we have confidence in ourselves that we're going to go out the next game and play like we do. And if we have a bad game, which of course we've had, then the next game we usually pick it back up and play better and take the win home. So.
And Mike, you spoke about it a little earlier about the home field advantage we have here in the small park with the home runs. This team has hit an incredible amount of home runs this year. You got guys like Nate Davis, Chris Festa, Chris DiGiacomo, pretty much hitting a home run every single game. Talk about how that helps you guys as a team to know that you're going to have guys who are going to be able to, one swing of the bat, basically change potentially the momentum of the game.
Yeah, I think in past years we've always had a lot of still powerful hitters, but we've kind of pressed a lot, saying things like who wants to be the guy, who's going to hit the home run, and kind of puts a lot of added pressure on guys. And knowing that we're going to perform this year, that the home runs are going to come, and not have to press for them has allowed us to kind of set the focus instead on things like just playing clean. No mental errors, sound fundamentals, and then we allow those big plays, those big hits to happen, and they will come for us, and we know that they're going to come for us. So we don't really have to worry about that. So I think that's been a huge factor for us.
And Jack, for you, we spoke about this earlier in the season. You going from last year where you kind of started off really well, then you kind of hit some rough spots in the end. This year you're sitting at 10-0, probably one of the most consistent pitchers on this staff. You put out great starts. Coach Babb trusts you in big spots like we saw at Haverford with the bases loaded and no outs there, and you were able to get out of that jam. Can you just talk about your season and kind of what you have noticed has changed from last year to this year?
Yeah, definitely. At the beginning of the year, I made it my point to sort of continue my success from the beginning of the year through the year. Definitely last year, that was a disappointment for me that I started off hot and ended the year horribly, really. But this year, I think it really is just all confidence, and I think being on this team for 3 years and playing in college baseball for 4 years, this being my 4th year, I just have a lot more confidence now, and I'm confident in myself and also the guys around me. And I don't really think about the bad things that could happen. I sort of just try to stay positive no matter what happens. Whether the base is loaded with no outs or there's no one on and there's 2 outs, I sort of have the same mentality, and I think that's helped me throughout the year.
And Mike, for you as a junior captain, so your freshman year, you get the game-winning hit here. Last year, a little bit of a heartbreaker. What do you want to see from this year's team to kind of bring them back to the championship on top of the Centennial Conference?
I want it to be incredibly boring. That's when we're having the most fun. I don't know what the score is after 3 innings. It might have been 13-0 last weekend against Franklin and Marshall. I would love 3 baseball games like that. One of the things we talk about is that we're playing against ourselves, so not that there's not great teams in our conference. And I think particularly this year we have a really strong conference, but if we play our game, if we pitch the way we should, if we field the way we should, if we hit the way we can, then I don't think anyone's going to beat us. So I would love to just play 3 of our best baseball games of the year and obviously bring home the championship.
All right, guys, thanks so much for taking the time to sit down and talk with us. Lauren Delapoli, Mike Eberle, Jack Bunting. We'll see you back here Thursday, 3 p.m. for the first game of the Centennial Conference Tournament against Muhlenberg.